Well, I hate to say it, guys, but we had yet another issue on the Acura MDX. This time, we are getting a misfire on cylinder 4, which is the error code P0304. Well, in this process, guys, I'm going to walk you through in how to actually diagnose the issue and what would be the cause of the misfire on any of the cylinders. So anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get going. In this situation, guys, there are many ways or reason for a misfire on our vehicle. Basically, one of the most common sources of issues in terms of a misfire is either that the spark plugs are bad on us now, or it could be the coil that is basically toast, or as well our fuel injectors are bad, and we have that issue in the past. So anyways, guys, what I'm going to be doing here is that since the car is pretty much almost due, it's 189,000 kilometers, and it's due for a new spark plugs. And so first and foremost, what I'm going to do is that we're going to try and actually replace the spark plugs first, and basically see if our error disappears. And so, and at the same time, we can inspect the coil pack on this baby and see what could be the case in terms of, like, you know, any damage on the part itself. So what we're going to try and do is just take a look at what we have. I'm sure our fuel injector is fine because we just actually gone through the process of replacing the fuel injector recently. We didn't do any video on that because the dealer actually has done it for us, given that it's still under warranty at that time. So anyways, guys, that's what I'm going to do. If I had to swap the coil packs and see the misfire actually goes into a different cylinder, then it possibly the coil packs. But anyways, we're going to try and diagnose it and see what we can find out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this process to get rid of the spark plugs and the coil packs, what we need is a 10 mil socket and wrench here. And then we have our 5/8 spark plug puller, and a small wobble here and an extension just in case we need to have some angles there, because it's quite a bit of room, very less amount of room to work with here. So basically, I'll put this aside for now. So the first step is to undo our coil pack. There's one. And again, the order of the cylinder here is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 firing sequence. So the easier way to do this is just pull the coil pack first, not all the way out, but just to give us some space. There's a clip behind this rubber bushing here that's basically covering the, protecting the actual connection for the coil pack. So all you do is press. See, as you can see, you hear the little click. Once you hear the click, basically, then you will be able to remove this whole wiring harness. So you just have to press right at the top there, not on the middle here, but right at the top. You make sure you hear that click beforehand and then pull it up. So now, easy enough. Our coil pack just came out easily here. Just and then again, when you're pulling this out, we want to make sure that the guts inside remain and they're not going to get pulled out in the process, and making sure there is no cracks. So every single one of the coil pack, you need to make sure that and keep them in the right order. You can put them in the same spot. So anyways, so that's our coil pack there. It looks okay. It looks pretty good. There's no burning or miscoloration of the coil pack itself. Those are the signs of, you know, coil pack needed to be replaced. What I like to really do in the process is, before I truly remove the spark plugs out of there, I want to blow the air inside, because I want to make sure any kind of dirt or grinds that's sitting around the spark plugs, you know, when you take the spark plugs out, they might fall in. So you don't want to have that. So you want to blow an air, and let me grab my air here a second. We got our spark plugged out now, basically here. It looks pretty dark. It looks pretty burnt, that's for sure. Just to see if our spark plug is the issue. I'm gonna plug in a new spark plug in and try and check the car again if that error message or the error code still persists. So ladies and gentlemen, here's a new spark plug here. This is the actual part number that you will need from Honda. This is an Acura Honda spark plugs here. Again, just to show you guys the difference between the two. So see how bad this old spark plug is compared to the new one. So anyways, so the way you put this in is that you just don't want to drop this baby in there. What I like to do is insert it in back in here, because there is a grommet inside the plastic or a rubber grommet that holds the spark plug in place, so you don't drop it in there, because you don't want to be damaging or pinching or bending the contact point there, because then that would damage the spark plugs in the process. So slowly drop it in there, making sure. What I'm going to do is just remove my extension for now. And slowly drop it in there. You might need the extension actually, because it is pretty long. So what I'm going to do is, the beauty of having this wobbly thing is that you can easily just bend it like this and then slowly insert it back in here. Slowly. And then thread it by hand. Obviously, you don't want to be cranking this, because then you could easily strip our aluminum block here. The threads are fairly long, so it's gonna go forever here to thread this in by hand. There is a torque spec in this regard, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna snug it for now. We'll look up the torque spec and we can torque them, but really you don't really need much. You just have to snug it in. Just a rule of thumb. You don't want it to be too loose, because that would be an issue. That would literally damage your coil pack. In this regard, just to do our diagnosis, I'll just plug this back in, put the old coil pack in, and then we'll test it out and see if we still have the issue. So before you secure it all the way, just plug the coil pack in now. You didn't hear the click, but it did. I did feel it. So there we go. It's back in. Put our bolt in again by hand. Be careful you don't drop it in the engine bay here. It would be a bad day if you did. I'm sure there's also a torque spec in the nut, the bolt here that we're locking the coil pack in, but we'll definitely look that up as well. But for the meantime, just snug it in for now. So that's back in there. The next step would be then is to just see if our error is gone, and if it's not, then we're gonna move on. We might have to switch our coil pack around and see if that misfire will move to the fifth cylinder or so, and yeah, we shall see. So I also want to mention, guys, that the other reason that could be causing the misfire in this regard would be also our valve adjustment, and technically this vehicle is also due for valve adjustment pretty soon, which is another video that we'll be doing for sure. And that's the other reason that this could be misfiring as well. So one, it could be again the valve adjustment. Two, could be your spark plug. Three, could be the coil packs. Four, could be your fuel system, basically, in terms of the fuel pump, even the fuel injectors, and the whole 9 yards. So anyways, guys, let's try and test this car now and see if our issue has been rectified, and if not, then we move on to more diagnosing. Stay tuned. Anyways, guys, I started the car and I'm still seeing a bunch of error codes here. I might have to clear the code out and see if that's gonna help us out. Clear the code off first and see. Gentlemen, I just took the car out for drive. I cleared the error codes and everything, and yeah, the error code came back. So basically, it's nothing to do with the spark plugs. So what we're gonna do next really is that we're gonna try and now swap our coil packs down there, and then we'll see if that will do anything. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will now swap our coil packs and see if our symptom will move to a different cylinder here.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive in this.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have swapped the coil packs now, and see what we can find out from here. All right, back inside the car. Just start the car up here, and we just have to rescan again and see what we find out. Well guys, it's now the following day, and I took the car out for a drive, and I've driven it here in the past day or so, and it's still misfiring in cylinder 4 despite of us switching the coil packs. But I'm on my way out here now to actually head out to my buddy Paulo's shop, and I figured, you know, let's do more diagnosing, and we might be able to do some compression tests, and as well as he has this scope, so we could do a Borescope on the cylinder and see how everything is on the cylinder, how well the cylinders are, and maybe if there's any indications of problems on possibly the injector, the tip of the injector, and see how bad it is, and also the cylinder ring, the piston itself, and see if there's any corrosions that we could see in there. So we're gonna try and do a Borescope and do a bunch of testing on the car and see what we can find out. Anyways guys, stay tuned. Okay, good. What'd you get there?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Good compression.
Okay.
Start.
Okay. Looks good.
Yes.
Oh, melt? Melt?
No. Oh, it's good.
Show me. What's the other side? Oh, that's just the hole.
No leak oil. Looks clean. No scratch.
We'll go here. What is
Looks
that?
pretty good, eh?
There. What's in here? Nothing?
No, it's good. Compression is good.
Based on all the tests we've done so far, it's pointing to possibly our fuel injector again here. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to clear all the faults and try and drive the car for now and see what happens. Maybe do some injector cleaning of some sort, like you know, fuel treatment type deal, and see if it's going to help in the process. So yeah, we're just going to try and clean and clear all the codes and see how it goes from here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now about a month later, and just wanted to get back to you guys on the issue that we've been working with in the past month. As you guys know, we've done the replacement of the spark plug, and we did swap around the coil packs as well. We did the Borescope and the compression test as well. And none of those really pointed us anywhere in terms of the issue that we're facing here. So what we ended up doing, as you guys noticed towards the end of that test that we've done, we basically cleared all the faults, and we're basically pinpointing that it's possibly because of the fuel injector again. This would be the second time that we had this fuel injector issue. So what I've done actually is that after we cleared all the faults, I have started using some fuel treatments to be able to clean the injector a little bit and see if we can actually, you know, revive the fuel injector in that sense, because I figured, you know, it won't hurt. So what I've done right after I get off at the shop there, I actually put a fuel injector cleaner into the system and fill up the gas with it. And I've driven the car for a couple of weeks with that. And somehow at one point, the error code came back with all the Christmas lights and all, but it again went away, which is really interesting. And I started as well gassing up at Petro-Canada instead of going through Costco, because one of the biggest thing that actually happened in this case was when I was talking to the mechanic there, the shop, he also thought that, you know, he asked me as well, and this is the thing that the dealership also mentioned to me. They're asking me as to where I gas up, and I said during those times, when the first time this happened, I told them that I go to Costco, and they said, well, Costco is not really the best place to gas up. And I don't know what they know about this situation, but they seem to think that Costco gas is not great for these cars. So I never really took them seriously. So fast forward 2 years, 3 years since then, it happened again. So it is the same error, same misfire, same cylinder 4, and it's really strange. So basically what I did is right away I figured, you know what, I'll stop gassing at Costco. I'm gonna put the fuel treatment to clean the fuel injectors a little bit. I forgot the name of the fuel injector, but I'll put it in the comment down below, description down below. And so I did it twice possibly with the fuel treatment, but then I stopped gassing at Costco, and I've been going to Petro-Can and putting a 91 octane. And so far, so good. It's about a month now since this happened, and I haven't seen that error came back yet. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed. And if you guys noticed during the heating system just came on. So if you guys notice, when we're doing the Borescope, we were checking the tip of the fuel injector, and I can see some dark spots right at the tip there. So I can clearly see the cylinder itself fairly clean for the most part. I don't see any carbon buildup whatsoever. And here's the car, by the way. And so, yeah, I figured, you know what? tried to put good fuel in there, good gasoline, and we'll see what happens. And so, well, guys, the problem went away. So the car is now driving okay. I haven't seen, about a month now, I haven't seen the error message yet. And I'm gonna try to open the car here and show you guys exactly. I haven't seen any problem at all. So let me just open the garage. Okay, that's good enough. So start the car up here. As you guys can see, cars start up pretty good. I'm gonna turn off the fan here a little bit so you guys can hear how the engine is sounding. So far so good. I'm not seeing anything here besides from my my windshield washer here. But other than that, I don't have any issue at all. Where's my info? Yeah, so yeah, no, I'm not seeing any error anymore. Errors are gone. And yeah, the car has been driving really well. I've been basically gassing. All I've done is that I've done the fuel treatment to clean the fuel injector, and I've been gassing at Petro-Canada because it's the closest real gas stations I can go and visit. So yeah, anyways, I just gassed up the car recently. Like I see, it's full now. But yeah, anyways, I wish I could give you a better answer in a lot of ways. And if it does happens again, obviously we'll revisit it. But so far so good. The car is running okay. I'm not seeing any problem with the car. The new spark plugs are on. The coil packs are okay. Obviously we will be doing the valve adjustment at some point as well, and another video for that, so stay tuned. But anyways, guys, I'll take this as a win, and yeah, I'll say peace out.